we're day 9 after recovery, and we're gonna keep the same routine from day 5 for one more day. Tomorrow on day 10, we're gonna switch up on how you do things, but today it's all gonna stay the same. And I wanna take today to cover your frequently asked questions that I normally get during your post-op visit. The reason I want to do that is because on your post-op visit, I really want to focus on how your hairs have healed, as well as cover your maintenance therapy. So hopefully these questions will answer all the questions that you do have. But before we get into your frequently asked review questions, I have a huge favor to ask of you guys. And when I say huge favor, I really do mean that this means a lot to our business. And that is if you can go online to leave a review about Northwestern Hair. Now, I can talk all day with my clients and say that we do a good job, but what they care about most is what are your results like, which comes through before and after pictures, which we don't have quite yet, and also what was your experience like. And the place that they like to get this information is from online reviews. So if you can find it in your hearts to go online and leave a review for Northwestern Hair, because you like our service, it would do a tremendous amount for our business. Now, going online and leaving a review does not mean you have to tell people you had a hair transplantation. If you do, it does help with that review, but you don't have to do that. You can simply say you came to our office, that you like the people there. Actually, you don't even need to say anything at all. Just leaving those 5 stars or 4 stars, really nothing below that. But leaving that actually helps just enough and has a tremendous impact. So if you felt like we did a good job as a team in taking care of you, the best that you can do to show us your thanks is to go online and leave a review for Northwestern Hair today. All right, so that's my pitch. We're gonna move on to frequently asked questions. All right, so let's go into frequently asked questions I normally get during post-op follow-up visit. I'm actually gonna pull out my phone for this one because I don't wanna miss any of them. Let's go through them one by one. Number 1 is showering. A lot of people ask me when they can return to normal showering. Well, on day 10, you will return to your normal showering routine. You can use your own shampoo and conditioner. You can let the shower stream hit your hairs normal, even the grafted hairs. When you wash your hair, just rub it as you normally would. Don't get too aggressive with the scabs. When you see me for your post-op visit, I'm gonna get most of these scabs out. Just wash it gently, but use your own shampoo conditioner and let the shower stream hit your head. It's gonna feel a lot better. Next, people ask, are there any special shampoos that I could be using at this point in time? No, you just use your normal shampoo and conditioner. In a separate video, I'm going to talk about hair loss shampoos, as well as shampoos that benefit FUE hairs. However, you don't have FUE hairs right now. We're gonna have a year till that point, but watch that future video. I think it's on day 10 or day 12, about shampoos you can use for hair loss. Hair products. So the rule about hair products is this: you can put any product in your hair as long as it's getting washed out starting tomorrow. It's not until week 3, day 21, that you can put hair products in that stay in. So your pomades, your hairsprays, all that stuff, you have to wait till day 3 to do so. After that point, leave-in products are just fine. The same thing goes for our maintenance therapies. The topical medication is something you'll be putting on your scalp. We don't want to do that for 3 weeks. So we'll order around day 10 to 14. It'll take a week to get to you, and you can start using it week 3. The same thing goes for the laser caps. Those caps actually generate a little bit of heat. So we're gonna wait till the 3-week mark on using those. The heat's not that much, but it's still something to be cautious about. Hair styling is a little bit different. If you're coloring your hair, shaving your hair with a razor blade definitely on your hair, pulling on your hair, or braiding it, I want you to wait 6 weeks, because any of that kind of physical or chemical rash your hairs, we actually don't know what it can do, so you just want to wait the full 6 weeks. All right, so next series of questions revolves around activities, exercise, and sex. When can you go back to those? Up till now, at day 5, you're allowed to sweat, but you weren't allowed to strain. On day 10, you're allowed to sweat and moderately strain. What does moderately strain means? That means an equivalent about 12 to 15 reps. If you can do them without really bearing down, like building up pressure in your body or in your head, that's gonna be the right amount of weight that you can put on it. The same thing with sprinting. As long as you find yourself not really building pressure in your torso and your scalp, that is something you want to do. Why do we do this? There's blood vessels forming around these grafts, and these blood vessels are very thin walls until they become more mature. Even a little bit of increase in blood pressure can cause them to pop. So even though we can start exercising with moderate strain on day 10, we really want to wait till week 3 when these blood vessels are more mature to start doing our more rigorous exercises. Things like competitive running, cycling, whatever have you. The only thing you cannot do at the 3-week mark is physically hurt your hairs. So just like we talked about with hairstyling, you don't want to get hit in the head for 6 weeks. So rugby, football, boxing, all that stuff, just lay out of the way. Put the Kama Sutra books away. No getting hit in the head whatsoever. Next is sun exposure. A lot of people wonder when they can go out in the sun. Well, at day 5, we are allowed to start wearing a cap over our grafts. You can continue doing that. That nothing really changes that until about week 3. At week 3, you can start going in the sun without a cap on. I do recommend sunscreen just because that's what physicians do. I do know that most people aren't used to wearing a sunscreen on their scalp. However, there are hair care products, shampoos, and conditioners that do have sunscreen, so it might be something you might want to invest in. A lot of people with hair loss actually get sunburns in their scalp, so consider the idea of sunscreen at the 3-week mark when you go out, but that makes it totally safe. Caps, before at 5 days, when you're wearing caps, we're making sure that the brim was away from the grafts themselves. You have to wait 3 weeks before you can put pressure on these grafts, and I'm talking about light pressure. So the brim of a cap, a snow cap, whatever have you, anything that's going to put real physical pressure has to wait 6 weeks for these grafts. So there you have it. You can see the common theme that we talked about was day 5, day 10, 3 weeks, and 6 weeks. And it all kind of increase in intensity for each one of the things we just talked about. If you have any questions during your follow-up visit, there's specific things, let me know when you get to your post-op visit. If you haven't scheduled that, yeah, we're like extremely behind. You need to get that scheduled now. You're better off texting me so we can just get that done together.